Hello, Dark Productions again. Right now I'm going to show you how to record properly in Fraps and Playclaw. And I will explain the various benefits to recording in each one. So, let me see, make sure I only have one running at a time. Make sure you record, you disable your antivirus, as that will cause many lag issues. Believe me, I would know. Alright, so now we go ahead and load up Fraps, first of all. It's the most commonly used tool. And I'm sure you guys are all here to look for that one anyway. Alright, so this is fine. I mean, if you really want to change that, please go ahead. Make sure you have it set to record Windows 7 sound. Windows 7 is the most commonly used. If it's Windows Vista, it'll say Vista sound. And just make sure your stereo mix is not muted and or disabled. The video capture settings is the setting that your game normally runs at. It's what the frames per second you want to record. A lower FPS would be more jittery. The more frames you put into the video, the more seamless it will seem when you're playing it back. I usually leave mine to 30, and it's perfect. I put it on full size because if you put it on half size, it will cut your video in half. And if you're running at 720p, when you go to play it back, it'll be 480p. If at the full size, you're playing 720p resolution settings, which is 10,024 by 768. That's the standard for 720p. The HDMI is pretty much all the resolutions above 1,000. Which is basically 1080i. You do not need to touch these unless you're seriously having issues recording. If you're having issues recording, you need to update your video driver, and then you need to update your sound driver. And if worse comes to worse, you might want to try your chipset driver. And you can get all these from Intel, depending on if you're ATI or NVIDIA. Alright, so this is the basic Fraps interface. When you get in game, you basically just hit F11 and start recording. You can have it overlay and show it on per se on the corner that you want. That will not show up in the recording at all. Stereo, multi-channel. Multi-channel is if you wanted to record from a multiple source. If you wanted to record from a microphone, such as you're doing commentary in the game, which I highly do not recommend. You want two audio streams, so you're doing narration in any game. If your game and your narration are on the same audio stream, you are going to run into some serious problems unless you have that game sound very low. Okay, now that's basically the Fraps layout. Now let's scurry over to Playclaw, my favorite little new program I just created. This one, in my opinion, is far efficient and superior in every single way to Fraps. And I'm going to show you why. In comparison to Fraps, let me see if I can find this little page right here. 1 second. This uses all your cores, so the faster your processor, the more efficient it will be. Fraps, on the other hand, uses just your GPU, and it barely taps into your processor. It just uses the RAM and your GPU up. Now, Playclaw, it does everything. And it has a high compression tool. So you can literally go here, set the compression ratio, and set the quality, the speed, and how you want the video to come out. Now, I normally leave it to low compression because it comes out beautiful. All the videos that I do are on these settings. And I never lag. You can customize them here. I normally just use the numpad 7, 8, and 9 because it just seems fluid to me. It's automatically set, and it has all the same features as Fraps. I mean, it's straightforward. I mean, if you don't either or both have the same. If you don't want it to start with the operating system, you can save print screens, and this program is actually cheaper than Fraps, and it's much better. If you want to see the examples of videos that I've recorded, you can see any of the Mass Effect or any of the videos that I have made of games. And they are all recorded in Playclaw, and they look beautiful, and they never lag. And I used to be on some terrible hardware, but now I don't have to worry about that ever again. Alright, So I basically broke down the play call and how to get it, and how to do that and everything. Now, an issue you're gonna run into is that when you open Sony Vegas, let me actually I'll just leave that just for the hell of it. When you can import it from the Explorer or you can just drag it in, blah blah blah. But you gotta have a Kodak pack. You gotta have the K-Lite Kodak pack 8 out of 9 times to be able to for Sony Vegas to decrypt those files. Now, when you install Fraps, when you install God damn it, I'm supposed to say Turtle Beach, Playclaw. When you install Playclaw, it's supposed to install their custom driver or their custom codec for all your software so you can play it on your computer. But sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes something blocks it. So that's why you have to ensure that if you're really going to be editing game videos and you don't want to run into issues, you need to install a Kodak pack. And I highly recommend K-Lite Kodak pack. If you're running on a 64-bit operating system, you need the 32-bit and the 64-bit. If you're running on a 32-bit operating system, only run the 32-bit one and install that file. If you need more help, check out my video on how to install the Kodak pack so you can play any video known to man, except MKV. Thank you for watching my tutorial.